Morning, morning, morning. It is morning. It is Tuesday morning. What is today? Today is the 26th of September. If you guys have questions or you want to know more information on anything, just feel free to comment below. Definitely, please like and subscribe to this channel as I continue to grow. We are about 1 week old now, maybe 2 weeks. But I'm just trying to put information out there for everybody. So today, I'm going to talk more about cruising. I've talked about cruising the last time, but cruising seems to be the big travel hit at the moment. So, wanted to talk to you. I am on the MSC. Which ship am I on? Maravelia, which is leaving New York December 9th. I am on Virgin Voyages Transatlantic, which leaves April 21st out of Miami. So those are the two cruises I currently have booked. I am going to be doing a Princess cruise out of Galveston. And then I'm also going to be setting up a group cruise with the Princess lines out of Galveston. But just really to talk a little bit about cruising and the differences. So all the ship lines are different. Some people are professional cruisers. They constantly cruise on the same ship line. There are cruisers that like to try different cruise lines. Whatever you are, it's your choice. You can do as you see fit. But right now I am trying to test out each of the cruise lines. I mean, that's going to be a long journey because there are a ton. I'm also going to try to do a Holland America in Alaska. I'll probably do that one end of 2025, maybe September 2025. I will put together a group Alaskan cruise. But at any rate, the whole point on me getting on today is to talk about the differences in cruise lines. So some cruise lines, you have drink packages. And when you say drink packages, it doesn't necessarily mean alcoholic. But with most ship lines, you do have to buy a drink package to have your alcoholic drinks. But you also need to purchase a non-alcoholic drink package or a kid's drink package, a water package, all of these additional items. So when you're looking into different cruises, make sure that you know what you're getting. Your cabin may only cost $1,000 for a balcony for 2 people. But by the time you're done with your drink package, your Wi-Fi package, your taxes, your gratuities, you could be up to $3,000 to $4,000. So understand and know what you're getting into. A good comparison would be the Margaritaville. So that cruise line is a short cruise line. It's a bare minimum. I think it's $99 for 2 nights, but everything is an add-on. So it's a couple $100 by the time you're done. And a lot of people are like, yay, cool, that's awesome. I'm going to pay $300 for 2 of us to do a cruise. But your 3-day cruise is really just 1 day. So make sure you know what you're doing, because the ship doesn't leave till the early evening, mid-evening, day 1. Your day 2 is at the destination wherever you're going. And then your day 3 is your return at 6, 7 a.m. So that's your 3-day. So make sure that you understand what you're getting. Now, going back to the drink packages, some of the cruise lines, like Virgin Voyages, you get your all-inclusive, like your food and your drinks are included in the package. They do that by giving you a drink credit. So if you have 5 nights or less, you get $300 drink credit. Well, that's a good amount of money because the prices for their drinks on their ship are reasonable. Anything over like a 7 nights and longer, it's a $600 drink package credit. Now remember, with these cruise lines, you buy 1 drink package for 1 passenger in your cabin. Your other passenger has to buy the same package. So if you're not a drinker, which I'm really not a big drinker, especially on the ships. I'm not a frou-frou drinker. You know, I like my champagne, my wine, my beers, or I like my hard alcohol, my martinis, my straight up, my bourbons, you know, things like that. So know what it is that you like to drink and know what the prices are on the ship. So for the MSC ship, I'm not buying a drink package because honestly, the person I'm traveling with, which is another travel agent, she's not a big drinker either. So for us to spend $400 on a 7-night cruise for a drink package, which includes your soda, water, your alcoholic drinks, and coffee, I just don't see I'm going to be spending that. So I'm going to just pay as I go. So make sure you understand what you're getting. And then don't forget also, so some cruise lines, they say it's unlimited drinks, but if they see that you're getting a bit happy, tipsy, whatever you want to call it, they're going to shut you off and escort you back to your cabin for a good night's sleep. Some cruise lines also will have like a 15 drink maximum. So if you want to have, let's say, a Bloody Mary with your breakfast, or a mimosa, or a screwdriver, and then an after morning cocktail, after breakfast cocktail, then perhaps you want 2 beers with your lunch, or 3 wines, you're at now, 3 wines, two glasses of wine, you're at 2, 4, 5 drinks already, so it leaves you 10. Now you want an afternoon drink, perhaps you want 2 beers in the afternoon, so you're at 7. You're halfway at your limit already. So now you want 2 drinks with your dinner, and then you want to have your evening. So if you're at 7, that means you only have 7 left, maybe 8, for the rest of the day. So at dinner you're going to have 2 more, so that's 9. That gives you 5 left for the rest of the evening. When you think that you're limited, you tend to freak out and be like, oh my God, and then you stress over it. So just understand certain things that you're getting. Now, some ships also have additional food purchases. So some cruise ships, you don't have to make reservations. You just book them 6 weeks or 120 days, depending on the cruise line, up to 120 days before leaving. Reservations on different restaurants. Some of them have buffets, some don't have buffets. So you need to know what you're going to get into, because some of these specialty restaurants cost you more money. So understand that too. Every ship line's different. I'm not going to do comparisons because there's way too many. It does make it worth your while to spend the extra money on those cruise ships that have it all inclusive, where you're not having to spend additional money for your specialty dining or specialty drinks. It does help because this way everything's paid up front and it's a worry-free trip. There are also, if you don't have the money to spend, then go ahead and by all means book a cruise line that doesn't cost you much for your cabin and do the pay as you go. You know, if you're not a big drinker, then consider that. There are also some cruise lines that do offer you in your purchase of your cabin the excursions, at least 1 excursion per port stop. So if you don't really understand or know the different cruise lines, it can get complicated. And this is why most people utilize a travel agent. And honestly, it doesn't cost you any more using a travel agent. So always consider that. For some of the cruise lines also, depending on the destination, if you want to do a cruise to a specific destination, it's important to understand that particular line also for the size of the ships. Now, some ships are going to be smaller so that they can get into places that the bigger ships can't. I know in Alaska you have a couple of cruise lines that can get into certain areas closer to icebergs than other ships. So it's super important to understand what kind of a vacation you're looking for so that you're booking the appropriate cruise line. So if you do the quick search, okay, what ships or what cruise lines go to Alaska, make sure you're doing the deeper dive, or again, reach out to a travel agent and have the agent do the deeper dive for you. they're going to possibly charge you what's called a research fee, but you have to understand that they're spending the time doing the research for you and finding the information. So they need to earn money for the work they're doing. But we're talking maybe $50, maybe $100. It's not a lot to get a full travel package of your dreams. So it's really worth it. So don't be like, oh my God, they want to charge me a research fee. Why? What are they doing for me? A lot. They're going to listen to what it is that you want. Using the conversation today of a cruise, let's say you want something where you go in through the straits, or you want to add in an excursion at the beginning or the end of the cruise where you can do a train ride through Alaska, or you could do a mountain stay, or you want to do a airplane tour. You tell them what you're looking for, what your budget is, and they do that research for you. And there's a lot of research, and like I said, there's a lot of ship lines out there. So you have to do your research to make sure you're getting the full value. Don't book just on price alone, because honestly, you're not being cheap, but you have to make sure you're getting the value. So if you think the price point at $1,000 is where you want to be, then find the cruise line that's going to give you everything you want for that price point. Okay? There's a lot to be said. There's a lot to look into. So that's enough for today, just talking general about cruises. You have your short 3-night cruises, and we have cruises that are 60 nights. And these are some phenomenal cruises. So if you're looking to do something like that, feel free to connect with me and I'll give you some information on those cruise lines. So it's Corinne, Sundew Travel. Feel free to like me below, subscribe, and we'll talk next time. Ciao.